Hey everyone, this is Hassan Osman, and I'm super excited to be creating this video because my latest book, Write Your Book on the Side, just hit the Amazon #1 bestseller list in 3 separate categories, which I'm pretty excited about. And this book is basically about how to write and publish your first nonfiction Kindle book while working a full-time job, even if you don't know where to start or you don't have a lot of time. And the reason why I wrote this book is because I've published a couple of other books. One is Don't Reply All, which is about email communication. And the other is about, or called Influencing Virtual Teams, which is about managing remote employees you don't see. And both of those also hit the Amazon #1 bestseller list. And so what I wanted to do is actually show you some behind the scenes information about what makes an Amazon bestseller, as well as some sales data to actually hit that list. All right, so let's start with looking at the main Amazon page. And then if I type in the name of my book, this is what kind of shows up. And if you see here, the bestseller sort of orange banner is a way in which Amazon signifies that this is a bestseller, which is pretty cool. Another version of this here is if I go to the other tab, and you kind of flick through some of the books where customers who bought this item also bought, shows where the book is with a #1 Amazon bestseller banner. So that kind of highlights also what category that falls under, and it's sort of a different way in which the bestseller banner shows up as. And then if I do click on the actual book page, I go to this tab, and this is basically the main book description. You've got the number of customer reviews here, it's sort of the description of the book. And then what I do want to show you is if I scroll down to this portion here, and this is kind of what I talk about in the book actually, and how you can kind of analyze some of that data. So for the Amazon bestsellers rank, my book actually hits the rank of 1,585, which is a pretty good rank actually. And I do have that listed as the #1 book in 3 different categories. The first is the authorship category, the second is business writing, and then the third is nonfiction. And those are pretty aggressive or medium competition categories, actually. So I went a little bit aggressive this time to actually push myself and see if I can rank really well there. But in the book, I actually talk about some low level, or not low level, but low competition categories and subcategories to list your book in and actually achieve that #1 Amazon bestseller status without a tremendous amount of sales. So, we'll talk about that here in a second. But what I do want to show you here is that to achieve this ranking, there is some sales and data behind it. And that's what I kind of want to talk about here. So moving on to the next tab, this shows my KDP Dashboard. If you're not familiar with what this is, it basically shows you the number of sales and downloads for your book. If I click on this drop down here, it shows the different titles of my book. I've got Don't Reply All, Influencing Virtual Teams, as well as Write Your Book on the Side. So I'm just going to keep Write Your Book on the Side here. And what I'm showing here as a default sort of view are the number of free downloads. So what I did was I offered the book for free for 5 days through KDP Select, so that I kind of gain a little bit of buzz in marketing about it. And what this shows is that on the 19th, which was the first day of this sort of promotion, I got 241 units downloaded. That means 241 people downloaded the book on January 19th for free. 350 was the following day. It kind of dropped down to 162 on the 3rd, 139 on the 4th, and then it went back up to 263 units. That's usually the scarcity factor that people know it's going to go back up to a specific price, and so they download it. So approximately the total number of downloads over that 5-day period was around 1,100 plus, which isn't that bad. I know a lot of people and authors can go up to like 50,000 or 70,000. I'm not that famous yet. But what I do want to show you is the paid units ordered, right? So if I click on that and then hide the free ones, you kind of see the hockey stick effect. Obviously, the last 5 days, I had 0 sales because it was offered for free. And then today, January 24th, it's around 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. So it could go up a little bit more. I had 144 units sold. At the price point of 99 cents. So usually what I do is I offer it for free for 5 days, and then increase it to just 99 cents, which is the lowest dollar amount that Amazon lets you list your book at, to again drive as many sales as possible. This over here is what's called the Kindle edition normalized pages. This is basically for borrowing the book and just reading through it, either through Kindle Unlimited or any of the programs that Amazon shares. And then what you can actually do is just update. Oh, well, there you go. So I got some additional sales here just in the last maybe 10 seconds. It went from 144 to 147, and that's probably going to go a little bit higher before midnight in terms of sales. But as you can tell, so 147 units sold to achieve #1 Amazon bestseller status. But really, I hit that sort of status at maybe like 65 sales today. I kind of checked it and refreshed it, and that's where I kind of hit the tipping point. But in your case, you could actually find a much lower category to list your book at to kind of achieve that. I do want to point out that becoming an Amazon bestseller isn't so much of a big deal, and really doesn't take a lot to achieve as the other major lists like the New York Times bestseller list or the Wall Street Journal. And in a way, I don't want to say you can game the system, but you can actually use it to your advantage. And in the book, I actually show you exactly how to do that. In fact, on step 12, I show you exactly how to turn your book into an Amazon bestseller. If you'd like to learn more about the book, please check out thecouchmanager.com/book on the side. You'll get this sort of page with some great folks that have endorsed the book. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, click on buy the book on Amazon, it kind of takes you to that page. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of you who have already downloaded the book and made this happen.